Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Apostle channel, where I'm passionate about helping middle-aged adults as myself overcome the fear of overcome the fear of leaving behind the comfort of your job to start a business and to become an entrepreneur. So I started this journey back in 2020, and along the way, I have tried multiple things. I have and failed, tried and failed, failed to try, and tried and failed again. And sometime at one point, did think that I had found success with this Turo business. And like I said, I've done multiple different things. So I'm always willing to give. I'm always willing to give it a shot. However, when things start to, show signs that it's not good, then I'm you know, not quick to chuck the deuces, but in a timely manner, ready to get call it quits, because I do try and trying to make things work and do things to fulfill this dream that I've had since I was a wee little girl of becoming an entrepreneur. Lately, I've been talking about why I quit the Turo business. So this video is going to be talking about Turo, which was a business that I had started back in 22, and it was the first. It was I was excited about it because it was the first thing. I'm laughing because on retrospect, I'm looking back at me, all excited and, and yay, and wow, I finally found that thing, and the reason why I'm talking about it now is because I want to be able to warn um, people to be able to, take time and learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, and also maybe you could, you know, have a better outcome. However, there's a lot of new things going on with Turo. And for those of you who don't know, Turo is a ride sharing platform that allows you to rent your vehicles out. It's a peer to peer ride platform. It allows you to rent your to rent your vehicle out to guests, right? That's what they call them, guests. And so I'm laughing because a lot of stuff has changed since then. Like now, you can see, if you get online now, you see how crummy guests are, how crummy people are. Not all of them, but a great majority of them are. And being a host is not a fun experience. And I want to show y'all how it's really, it's it's a drain, and it's not lucrative. So again, Turo's is a ride sharing platform, allows you to rent your vehicle out to guests, like a car rental company. However, times have changed, and a lot of things have changed to where it's not like it was back in the day. So there's a lot of changes going on now, and some new updates. Like now, Uber is cutting in on Turo's, business, and also cutting it. More competition is out there. So this ride sharing platform, which allows you to rent your vehicle out to people you do not know, people you don't know. You're gonna be renting your car out to strangers in hopes of making a profit, in hopes that these people are going to treat your vehicle nicely, right? And that you're going to be able to make a profit and have a business, right? So that was the appeal for me. That's what the appeal was for me. So for those of you who don't know, back in June of 22, I took a deep dive off into this Turo business because, yeah, again, my desire to be an entrepreneur, and I was going to try it again. This was going to be the next thing that I was going to try. And I tried it, and immediately, it was working. I bought 3 cars, 3 Fords, 3 new Fords, and listed them. And within hours, cars was being booked, and it was working, right? So I was so excited about earning the money, or generating income, having something that was actually working, that I wasn't looking at the overall picture of it, or planning for the future, for the events that were soon to come. So some of the things, most of the things that happens in this business is inevitable. Like, they're gonna happen, like accidents, tickets, late returns. All those things are part of what's going to happen. And like I said, now with Turo market being saturated, and also Uber is launching their ride sharing platform, which is going to, which is going to, it's going to be great for guests, but however, it's not going to be a fun experience for hosts. And so in today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to some videos from Tony Luxury Cars, because he's been in this business for over 2 years. He also went to the event that they had, for Turo hosts and stuff. So I'm gonna analyze it and kind of point out, the red flag that you can see now in hindsight, and to show how. Ooh, my flash, to show how you know this is, it's probably not a good, not it's probably not going to have a great outcome for anybody to get involved in this whole situation here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show this quick little this little quick little short video to show y'all how people are nowadays, how customers are crappy. Customers are, being, they're just not good anymore. So, a host will put in all this energy and effort to, to render good service and all that stuff. And the way things are in today's society, people don't care. They really don't care. And it's kind of heartbreaking. So this here is just it's kind of funny, but it's kind of true. This is how things go, and people will try to be cruel to you and give you bad reviews and stuff like that. So anyway, we're gonna start off with this quick little short video here. um, Crappy customers and the things that you as a host will have to go through dealing with, just to try to get to get customers. Right here. Whew. Um, and then we're gonna really do a deep dive off into the business and the numbers and all that good stuff, and to show um, why I would not recommend. Oh, this is not what I'm gonna do. Why I wouldn't recommend anybody to do Turo. How it's not set up for you as a regular host, and how so many hosts have been burned by this whole situation. So, yeah. All right, so here we go. All right, share. Oops, sorry. Anyone want to share? I want to share this here. That's mine. That's mine. Oh. Bad customers. And this is what you have to look forward to nowadays.
Yes, I am. Do me a favor. Can you move the seat forward because it's hitting my knees at this point? Yeah, no problem. Hold on. It's very. Can you hold on? I didn't even put my seatbelt on, sir. You slow down. You in a rush? Because if you're in a rush, I'm gonna panic. It's too hot in here. Can I lower this window or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your seatbelt is really tight around my neck. Has anybody else complained about this?
No, man. No,
it hurts.
Well, then take it off.
No, I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to an important meeting right now. Like, I can't have my hair on.
You're having an important meeting at 7 p.m.?
Is that your concern? What the fuck I do? I'm trying to explain to you, I'm not getting any ventilation right now. Okay? And I don't appreciate your smart remark about me having a meeting at 7 o'clock, which I'm going to be late because of you. You showed up late.
Sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you giving me an attitude, sir?
No, man.
Wow. So automatically she jumps into the car and she starts complaining, starts harassing the guy, and having him jump through hoops, and now she's threatening. This is guy. He's just trying to have a business. He's an Uber driver and gets this type of a customer.
Oh, ma'am, I'm not. All I have to do is report you to Uber, and so be it. You will be kicked off of this app, okay? Let me tell you, I've gotten other people kicked off. But this freaking seat is leaning on my knee. You have to have consideration for passengers when they get in your car. And you don't question them where they're going. I want another Uber driver.
Wow. Okay, so I just wanted to show y'all this is what's happening nowadays. Like, these are the customers. These are the guests, right? And like I said, there was a guest who chipped my windshield, and when I went to get it repaired, the whole thing, I was going to get it, whatever they do, put a little sealant on it or whatever, and the whole windshield just cracked. And then this person is being nasty and having a ugly energy towards me, and you chipped my windshield, right? So I just got to the point where I was up to here with these ungrateful customers who were abusing my property, my car, and I wasn't getting any money for it. And Turo is going to side with these customers. Turo is in the business of siding with the customers. So it's not a win-win situation for you as the as the guest. There's a lot of the balance is off. The balance is way off. So you try to go over these pros and cons, but like I said, when I first got started, the ding ding ding, I was getting all these requests and bookings and things like that. Within before the first 90 days was up, two of the cars already had accidents. Two of the cars already had accidents. So I know some people were saying you should just start off with one car. Okay, so then that means the odds of that one, you not having a car is gonna, rise up fairly quickly. So the people that try to get multiple vehicles so you can, keep things on the platform, I know I wasn't thinking about how. Okay, so if the other cars that are being booked, while the one or two or three vehicles that aren't being booked, it's not enough. Even if these guys are at max, it's not enough to pay to offset the loss of the ones that aren't earning any money. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, the risk, um, the risk terribly outweighs the reward. The risk is way greater than the reward for these cars are. And then the amount of time that you have to put into getting the cars ready, like the cleaning. Most people, 99% of the people, are not going to return the car clean. They're going to bring it back like it's an Avis vehicle, like it's like it's an enterprise car. They're going to treat it poorly. They're going to treat it poorly. So the whole glamour speech about peer-to-peer sharing is not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. And the type of guest customer it's going to be like the one I just showed you. This ungrateful, this ungrateful tyrant of a person that's, acting as if, you know, that they could treat you any kind of way for the few peanuts that you're going to be making for giving them a ride or loaning them your car, not loaning them, but, renting your car out to them. So the time management, so washing the cars, getting the cars ready to turn over for the next customer, the time is spent to drop the cars off, pick up the cars and stuff like that. Who's paying for that? That's coming out of you, the host. The host is the one, like I've said before in prior videos. Turo is the pimp and the host is the hoe. Straight up. That's just how it is. And over time, the wear and tear on your fleet is going to be incredible, right? So um, that's why I want to show y'all Tony's videos. The other day I had watched his latest one on his November earnings, and he showed the decrease. And there's actually, he's got a video from his when he first got started, the year after, and then like now this year, and it's um you know it's just, to me, there's don't go down with the shit because um the how to how to recover from such a thing is, it's not going to be easy. So let's just go ahead and do some analyzing here. All right, this is not going to be a super long video, but I do want to go here to Tony's video here. Um, and I'm not picking on Tony at all. He's come over here to the platform before, like when I was first in love with Turo and all that stuff. But just to see what's up, Darren. Danielle. I'm glad to see you out there too. What you say, Darren? Danielle says, "I'm glad you're sharing, and I'm a little sad that this didn't have a different outcome. Yeah, I really wanted this to be a lucrative pursuit for you. Thank you. I did also. And again, that's why I want to share this too, because there's, a few people, some people that actually, still, think that this could be something that they should invest in. And I'm just laughing now because it's like, hey, sometimes you got to learn the tough way. But anyway, I was grateful that Tony shared this video, and I want to show you how this here Turo is a bottomless pit. The bottomless pit. And should I go back to the this first one? I'm gonna do this one, this most recent one, and then I'll go back to the his original ones when the earnings was really up there, and this was shown to be a a very lucrative something. But with time, I just want to show you how time and depreciation, it's kind of you're on a sinking ship. Your ship is going to be sinking, especially if you financed your vehicles, which he has said on his videos that it's what he did. And I know I financed mine, and the big ocean of a hole that going to fall into because of things like the market being saturated with more hosts and more vehicles, and the fact that each year your car is going to depreciate. Like, it's going to be 2024, so 22s ain't no thing. It's no big deal. All right, so here's Tony, and this here is a recent video from 2 days ago. My Turo earnings for November 23. Must watch. Okay, so we're gonna watch this.
Hello, everybody. This is Tony, CEO, founder of Transaction Car Rental. Just making another video for my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about Turo, and I'm going to talk about my earnings, my revenue for the month of November of 2023. Okay, for those of you guys who are new to my channel, and those of you guys who are not new to my channel, you guys know that every month I like to make a video of my earnings for the previous month on Turo. I like to be very honest and open and transparent on my channel. I like to show, I do videos showing the good and bad of Turo, the pros and cons, my revenue, my expenses, my net profit, stuff like that. This video is going to strictly focus on my revenue of last month, okay? November of 2023. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to go over my numbers, go over what each vehicle made, and then my overall impression for the month, all right? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Go ahead and show you. So for the month of November 2023, my earnings was $15,113. Okay. This is my lowest month for the year. So this to kind of show you the previous month, you know, I made 20,000.
All right. And so remember, November was the month, it was my first year in. And so when November got here, that's when, because I didn't know. So that's one of the good things. Like I want to tell everybody that it's cycles. So November all around it's going to be slow everywhere. It's going to be slow everywhere, right? So these are some things that you should be prepared for, to know that November is when the cycle of the cycle of the famine gets started, where bookings are going to after Thanksgiving, there's little to no movement, and it's not much happening because not much happening in November. So November was the first start for me where I was just like, like I said, October was big. I was excited because I had just got more new cars, and things was happening. Then all of a sudden November came and crickets, right? So here we go. And now Tony is showing that he has some crickets in here too, along with some other, bad news.
17,000, 21, 25, 25, 28, 26, 21, 22.
Okay, so his best month was 28,000, right? So that's $12,000 less, right? So that's a big pinch. Who's not going to feel that pinch, right? 12,000 less, right? I heard that. Me bring it back a little taste here. All right.
The previous month, I made 20,000, 17,000, 21, 25, 25, 28, 26, 21, 22, 22. Right. So 15,000 was the lowest month for me.
Mostly 20,000, where you had 2 months where it was some in the teens. This one here was 17, and this other one here 15 for November, right? And so December, and I'm not laughing. I'm just because this is like a hard hard a hard smack in the face. So please take notes, right? Take notes. Here's somebody here showing you.
For me for the year, okay? And then if I go back to the previous year, which was in 2022, if I go to the same month last year, you would see, I made 23,000 in November 2022. And then if I go over to November of 2021,
his first year,
let's see here, you would see that I made 28,000 in November of 20.
Okay, so 28,000, right? So the first year, 28. The second year, he had a loss of $5,000 per that month, right? And then from there, I'm gonna just even calculate it here and make sure I ain't wrong with this here math. All right, so the first year, $28,008 for a month, right? Then the second year went down to $23,014. So that's 28. Sorry. 8 minus 23,014. So the next year he lost almost 5,000. His income was short $5,000. I don't know about you, but I know when my income went down, 5,000. That's a big pinch. That's a good pinch there that you're gonna lose. So the first year, he was down almost 5,000, $4,994. 4,994. Okay. Then the second year, from 28 to this ain't gonna be good at all. I'm sorry. 28 to 15. Dang, that's $12,895. Right? So each year's lost money almost exponentially as far as the amount, right? Because that's more than twice from the last year of 5,000. Wow, this is big money, y'all. This is stress. This is this is this is awful, awful, and the expenses are at least what they were here, if not more, because um, wow, wow.
November 2021, 28,000. So the first year, the second year, and then this is the third year, and which is at 15,000. All right.
So at by year three, the difference is 12,000, almost $13,000 in a month, right? So, and two, it can only get worse because the vehicles now have also depreciated, and they've aged. They have been driven, you know, the hell has been driven out of them, right? Because if I had my cars on the platform for, less than a year, and these people drove the hell out of them and depreciated the crap out of them, I can only imagine. And he's, said he's had, multiple trips, hundreds of trips, if not over 1,000. I think it was over 1,000 trips. You know what I mean? This is, so, and those cars aren't paid off in just 2 years. That means he's still carrying notes on these cars.
Now that is a big drop. All right, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. Okay, that is a huge drop, and I'm going to also go into each vehicle. So it's a couple of reasons why. Number one, I only have 15 cars now. Okay, so versus I used to have 17 cars. I got 2 cars that got totaled, and I haven't replaced it yet. So I'm down to 15 cars total, my fleet. So $15,000. If you think of it at 15 cars, that's about $1,000 a month per car, which is not bad. Okay. The other reason is I actually have 2 cars that are down. So I had my truck that's been down due to a motor issue, and then also.
Okay, so he's 2 cars have been totaled, and I told one of my cars had got totaled too, right? And two, that's when I had understood the value of gap insurance and what that really means, and how awful it is if you don't have that and something happens to that vehicle within the first couple of years, when you are guaranteed to be what we call upside down in the payment, and you end up owing more than the car is worth, right? So that happened with me. So he did explain it on one video, and I think one car was a wash and one he was slightly upside down on the payment on it. All right, so 2 cars total. Now he's saying 2 cars are down. So that's 15, 14, 13. That's 13 cars, right? So
I had another vehicle that's down. I made a video about that, my Camaro, due to a check engine light issue. So I had 2 cars that pretty much been down for the whole month at all. So that's pretty much 13 vehicles. And then my Slingshot. Is you guys know, is a 3-wheeler. It's seasonal. It's been very cold here. It's snowing, raining here in my city. So the Slingshot hasn't got ran out either. So that's another vehicle.
So that's really 12 cars that he has on the platform. So it's still pay, just because they're not being rented does not mean that the payments are not due, right? And then 2, to pay for these vehicles to get fixed so they get put back on the platform, that money is coming from where, right? That's going to be coming, that's on the host. Excuse me, coming from the host.
So technically, you're looking at 12 vehicles, 12 vehicles for the month. Okay.
And remember how I told y'all before that even though I had purchased 8 cars, that there was never a time that they were all out there working. It was always something going on with at least one. One time, the light was something was happening where lights weren't coming on. My car was in the shop for like 10 days or something like that for it to get fixed. There's always something. And then while that car is not on the platform, is not earning any money, and interest is the juice is still running on it. The juice is running on that car. Danielle said, "Yeah, that's a big loss." Yes, that's ouch. That is, nail biting something. With by the time year 3 gets here, you are $12,895 less than what you were, you're supposed to be, growing. So this is showing that the business does not grow. Even you increasing your fleet or doing these kind of things like that, the way this is set up, there's no growth in it. It's only depreciation, right? So each year the business made less. It made less, made less, made less. And so,
The Slingshot don't really count, my Camaro, and the truck. So it's 3 cars pretty much down out of my 15 car fleet. All right. So, and then also it's more competition. There's the other reasons, more competition.
Yeah.
There's more people.
That was what I discovered too. Like I said, when I first got on the platform here in my area, there were 22 cars. Well, actually, there were 17 cars. And then I put 3 on there and added some more up there, to, and now there's like over 70 cars there. So, it's saturated. It's saturated. And then, like I said, Uber is announcing their ride sharing. So now it's going to be other options, right? Other options. So basically, I don't even, rent Turos. Whenever I go out, I just still go to the rental car company, come get better rates, and at least I feel comfortable with the cars because they're with a company with
doing Turo now here in my market than it was before when I first started. So those are the main factors. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into each vehicle, guys. Kind of show you which each vehicle made for the month of November. So let me go ahead and show you guys.
All right, I'm taking notes on this too because taking notes on this too because just so we can keep up with the math and stuff. A lot of times, we see these big numbers with 15,000. Oh, that's a lot of money. But when we go back and analyze what the outgo was, and two, what is it enough to balance for these 3 cars that's not earning any money? Are the ones that are producing earning enough to cover the expenses of these other cars? See, Danielle said, "Does Tony agree with you?" I don't know. I haven't spoken to Tony since my last video. He had come up here, and that's when he was talking about the cars that had got totaled and other one needing some work or something like that. Like this is, been a cycle. And like I said before, when I was doing it, there was never a time that all of the cars was up and running. There was always something wrong with one of them. And then then the accidents started coming in. Then, people damaging the cars and or things and stuff like that happening to where, it's coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of your pocket. Danielle says, does he still think Turo is profitable? Is he still doing the business? Yes, this here is a recent video. So we're gonna get back to this here. And we're gonna get back to this here. Yeah. This is it for him. He quit his job too. I did quit too, but I returned to work. I've been, working now back for the last 9 months. And so, I'm not sure Well, he's doing it anyway. So, like, look here. All right, so here we go.
So if you can go, let's start with the first vehicle, which is the one I was telling you guys about. So my Chevy Camaro actually did not make anything at all. I actually didn't make no money because of the check engine light.
And then this here red is what you missed earnings. So $423. These are missed earnings because he couldn't rent the car out because of that check engine light, right? So Turo's real strict on that. And you wouldn't want to rent it out anyway if there's some type of something needs to be done, right? But he's gonna talk more about that. So these reds are missed earnings. Missed earnings. All right, so here we go.
Because of the issue. So no earnings at all for the month of November.
All right, and so this here is for he's going car by car. So we can see here that this Camaro had some, low months. He's not going to hover over all these, but right here, this is low. This August did good, but July fair, June, okay. May, there's some missed earnings there. Could have been some other issues with the car, but look here, it's not stable, right? So we got ups and downs, right? All these little peaks and valleys, right? Peaks and valleys, right? So this means that the income is unreliable. You can't rely on it because of these issues, that's happening right here. This is a whole month that this car didn't earn anything. And now he's going to talk about how much money he spent on the car.
For that vehicle. The next vehicle is going to be my Chrysler 300. Looks like I made 886, which is not bad. Could have been.
Okay, so 886, right? Let's just say, I think in one of the videos he was saying his car payments are, I think between $300 and $500 or $400 and $500, right? So let's just give a round number. Say it's $400, right? $400 plus another 90 for insurance. So you just say, $500 on that. Now you have to still, so 500, that leaves $386 for cleaning, right? You got to keep up the cleaning and the maintenance and stuff like that. So, is it really a big profit? Like 886, this here is the gross earnings. It's not the net, and it's not after minusing the expenses, right? All these cars have car payments on it. So we have to subtract that, right? So even after subtracting, let's just say 600, for car payment and insurance, right? So that leaves $286, right? So now we still haven't subtracted the washing of the car, right? Because that's not free. You have to pay for that. Even the keep where the cars are being parked at and stuff like that. That's got to come from somewhere. So that means that this is left with a budget of $286. We're gonna be generous and say that there was nothing to pay for the car wash, right? So $286 is left over, right? So that can go towards paying the note on the cars that aren't generating any money, right? So let's keep going.
A little bit more, but $886 is what I made for the month. That vehicle, and let's go to the next one, which is my Chrysler Pacifica van. Looks like I make 881, which is not bad, but it could have been more as well. So 881 for the van.
Okay, so 200.
And then let's go to the next vehicle, which is going to be my Dodge Challenger. Wow, $1,500. So I made $1,500 for the month of November for the Dodge Challenger, which that's fantastic. That's very good. And then let's go to the next vehicle, which is my Dodge Charger RT. I made $919, so that's not bad. It could have been a little bit more, but that's okay. $919 for the Dodge Charger RT. Let's go to the next vehicle, which is my Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Wow, $1,552. So I made over $1,500 for the month of November for the Dodge Charger Scat Pack, which that's pretty good for that vehicle. And let's go to the next, which is my Dodge Durango RT. $1,500. So not bad. Made $1,500 for the month November for that vehicle. That's pretty good. Good strong number.
Yeah.
And then let's go to the next one, which is my other Dodge Durango. Wow, 1808.
Yeah.
So I made over $1,800 for my other Dodge Durango. That's very great, very good. And then let's go to the next vehicle, which is my Dodge Durango SRT. I made 1405. That's a little disappointing. That could have been more for that vehicle, but just 1405 for that vehicle, which it should be more. So a little disappointed on that one. Let's go to the next one, which is my Jeep 752. So that's a little bad. That's low. 752 for the month for the Jeep Grand Cherokee for the month. Let's go to the next one, which is my other Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. Wow, $1,540. So that's very great for that vehicle, over $1,500. And then let's go to the next vehicle, which is my Jeep Wrangler 865, which that's okay. I mean, it could have been more, but 865 for the month of November for that vehicle. And then let's go to the next one, which is going to be my Slingshot 180. So pretty much one trip, one booking for that vehicle, $180. It's pretty normal for that vehicle. I expected that. And then let's go to the next one, which is the round truck. Didn't make anything. I say this was the one that's in the shop. So no earnings at all for that vehicle. And then let's go to the last one. This is my other round truck. $1,323 for my other round truck. Okay. That's pretty much it. And then we'll go ahead and go to view all. And like I said, I'm at $15,000, 113 for the month. And for the year, I'm at 246K for the year. Okay. So yeah, so a little disappointed, a little drop off from the previous months and also from the previous years, but it is slow right now. Thanksgiving it picked up, but the rest of the month was kind of slow. It's typically like that here, November, December, January. It's kind of slow here in my market. So overall, not bad. I mean, to make 15K with 15 car fleet and 3 of those vehicles was pretty much don't count. It's really not bad, but comparing it to my other years, it is a significant drop off. So this is what I make this video, just to talk about the earnings, my revenue for November 2023. Let me know what you guys think. Anybody out there is doing Turo? You guys make more than me, less than me? Is it slow in your market? Let me know. I'm just curious to know how it is in other markets. Okay.
It's bad all over. Danielle says, are the profit margins so large that the losses are negligible? Let me see. What you mean about that? Oh, well, let's see here. No, I don't think that it is a big difference because if I mean, no, it you definitely gonna notice that it's not small or unimportant. Unimportant. This is super urgent here because if the outgo is a certain amount, right? That's not going to change. It's standard. It's a certain amount that is the outgo, and if what you're bringing in, your income, is meeting that or not meeting that, yeah, it's important. It's super important. It makes a tremendous difference, and that's why I'm saying that if you buy cars and you're financing these cars to put on this platform, it's pretty much not a good situation because depreciation is going to be happening. The first couple of years you're paying interest. You're going to be upside down in those payments, and the value of your car is going to be in the toilet. So as far as like trying to trade it in, you're not going to get a good resale or trade in value on it because it's been on the platform like Turo, and they do ask, and you have to let that information come out there. So the trade in value is going to be peanuts. They're going to give you pennies on the dollar for it, and rightfully so because of the mileage and the wear and tear that's been put on your car. So yeah, no, it definitely makes it. It's super important. It's important. Yes, it is. Daniel said, but it sounds like over time, in one fiscal year, he makes enough to cover the losses and still come out ahead. Well, let's just see, because he's got another video on here that where he goes over his expenses, right? Because he has to pay to house these cars. He rents a storage facility, right? And all these car notes, and so I mean, 12, almost $13,000 in profit. Uh, wow, that's big. So, um, yeah, that's to me pretty significant. Let's see here. Let me find another video where he talks about. Let's see, put some playlists on here. Um, the outgo, how much it is, and stuff like that. So, I'm glad that he's being transparent and showing all this stuff too, because as you can see, people see those big numbers and be like, "Ooh, 15,000 a month, ooh, 20,000 a month," but keep in mind that each year it is dropping drastically, and it's only gonna drop more because I saw those cars. They said 2016. They're going on 10 years old. It's going to be, they're going to be 8 years old. These are, you know, teenagers, right? And two, with the amount of trips, and I know, like, these people put, 20 and 30,000 miles on my car in under a year. And he, talks about offering unlimited miles and all that stuff. So I'm sure, these cars have got to be up there as far as in the mileage department. And they already started off as used. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah. So he's still doing it. He's, these are recent videos and stuff. But, let's see here. Okay, let's. And while I'm looking for that, let's go here where he talks about these engines and stuff like that. So how he's having these hard times. On this one here, he's actually, um, talking about the dealerships and the scams and stuff. Like I said, in the beginning, when you first get with Turo, oh, y'all can see. When you first get with Turo, they are, you know, you're number one on their list, right? And I think that's how they kind of get you psyched out and feeling like, oh, this thing's gonna work, right? Because new listings always get pushed to the top of the listing. They put you at the top of the platform, top of the search engine, top of the search for the new listings, right? And then, after you've been in the game for a little minute, they don't care. Like I said, the pimp don't care. Don't care. Get out there and make that money. All right, so here we go. This here is a few days ago also. 4 days ago, and he's talking about car dealerships are scams. Stay away. Find a good mechanic, okay? So let's just listen to this here. What are you talking about on this?
Hello everybody, this is Tony, CEO, founder of Luxury Car Rental. I'm making another video for my YouTube channel. This video I'm going to talk about Turo, and I'm going to talk about dealerships and how dealerships are scams, they're ripoffs. I'm going to explain to you what I mean in this video.
especially if anybody want to get in the car rental business. Okay, so you can see I'm actually here at the Chevy Bob Hook dealership here in Louisville, Kentucky, Morristown Road. You can see I've been here about 3 or 4 times.
Woo, Tony Hubo. He called him a scam and did the video right on their car lot, and I think they call it doxing. Called him out.
Now. That's the service department. About to go over and talk to somebody. This is the sales department right here. This is Morristown Road. Okay, so I'm actually at the Chevy dealership, Morristown Road, Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm so upset, why I'm so mad, why I'm so frustrated. Okay, I've been here several times now. Vehicle still not fixed. You guys who follow me know my fleet. This is my 2016 Chevy Camaro convertible. Been having this about 2 years. Been pretty reliable. Haven't had any issues. Lately, the check engine light keeps coming on. Cylinder 5 misfire. So I took it to my mechanic. I have a really good mechanic. He works on all my cars. Really good guy, very honest, transparent. He worked in his car several times, guys. So he already changed out the spark plug, the coil pack, the injector, and also did a compression test. So he did all 4 steps, and it still kept coming back on cylinder 5 misfire. Cylinder 5 misfire, check engine light, and the car would idle rough. And then after it warms up, it starts running fine, normal. Okay, so he recommended me taking it to a Chevy dealership. And we have 3 here in my city, Louisville, Kentucky. So he told me to go to this one. He said this was supposed to be like the best one out of the 3, but it's not. They're all the same. All the dealerships are scams. They all rip-offs. And I'm going to explain to you in this video what I mean by that. So anyway, I took it to his dealership in the service department to get it worked on. They did a diagnosis, charged me $199 diagnosis fee, told me that it was the injector. And my mechanic already did that.
So the $199 diagnosis fee, that's coming out of the host's pocket. Turo ain't reimbursing you for that. This is coming out of your pocket.
Injector. And I told her, so I took the car, got it back from him, from her, took it back to my mechanic. He replaced the injector again, broke it back up here again. Then
he didn't tell us how much he paid his mechanic to. I'm sure he didn't do it for free, right?
Come telling me that he put the clip on wrong. Something about the clip or the seal was on wrong. So they're going to charge me a lot of money to fix it. I said no. So the long story short, I took it back to my mechanic again. Then they said it was cylinder 1 and 3. It was somebody ghosting the cylinder 1 and 3 injector. So he replaced that, and still the same issue. So at this point, they're playing the guessing game. I don't think they know what's wrong with the car. They try to get more money out of me. I keep paying diagnosis fees and keep paying them for, they don't even know what the problem is. So right now I'm losing a lot of money in this vehicle. Also, I haven't rented. I pretty much, this is almost December. So the whole month of October and November, I couldn't rent this vehicle out due to the issue. So I'm missing out on money on trips I had to cancel on Turo. So let me kind of show you guys what I mean by that. So if I go to my Chevy Camaro, you can see it's straight from Turo. The last time that this vehicle was booked was on October 11th. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reservations that I had to cancel due to this issue. Okay, so the last time I had some bookings was in the beginning of October. So the whole rest of the month of October and the whole month of November, I pretty much
it's windy out there.
Had to cancel reservations due to this issue. Okay, so I basically didn't make any money at all for the whole month of November and half the month of October because of this issue. And I had to spend money to try to get the vehicle fixed with my mechanic and with this dealership. So let me kind of show you guys what I mean by that. I got a couple of receipts I'm going to show you guys. You can kind of see what I mean. So just really upset and frustrated, guys. So let me kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here. So here's all my receipts, and you can see this is.
Danielle says, we can listen to his losses, but unless we can compare a typical year of earnings to a typical year of losses, it's hard to know. Well, like I said, all we have is to go by are the numbers, right? So the first year, it was 28,000. The second, we're just talking about for the month of November. The second year, 23,000. And the third year, 15,000. So that just to me shows a loss. The first year was less than $4,994 less, and then the year after that, $12,895 less. And so the expenses, had to be more than the first year because the first year at least the car was, not new, but it was, it didn't have nowhere near as many miles as it had in the second year and in the third year because it's been out on multiple trips. So the first year has got to be the most profitable, which had the least amount of outgo because the vehicles hadn't went through all of the stuff that they went through after that first year. So I'm just looking at just that. That to me should be enough for anybody to be able to say this is not a this ain't a good deal. This doesn't look good for the host in one bit. Because cars depreciate. It's not like a house, which is going to, continue to increase in value. Cars are depreciating assets. They depreciate. Danielle said, but maybe he returned cars or made a change that led to reduced earnings. We're assuming that his expenses remained the same each of those years. Um, no, he didn't return any cars. He said he started with the 17 cars. Two cars got totaled. In the beginning of that video we just saw, he broke down what happened to the cars. He purchased 17. He had a 17 car fleet. Two got totaled. Two was in the shop, and one is a seasonal car. So that's how it got down to 12 from the 17. Two totaled, two in the shop, one seasonal. So maybe he returned cars. No, he didn't return any cars. He didn't say that. I'm saying we just going by the given information. With this with this mathematical problem, we're going to use the information given. What's known? What's known is that he started with 17 cars, two got totaled, two are under construction, and one is seasonal, which left 12 cars to put out there. So um 12 cars to put out there. So that's five cars less. So, and let's see how much, since he had a loss of $12,895, let's divide that by five. So that means that's $2,579. 12,885 divided by five. So I did five because that's the vehicles, five vehicles. That's 200 $2,579 for those cars, right? That's what that is. And when he went through all of the cars, not one of those made that. The biggest number was 1,800. So, okay, even if all the cars made the 1,800, it still would be less. He still wouldn't have made as much as he did in the first year. Still $12,895, right? That's a big chunk, right? That's that's not what you call it. What did you say it was? um, Unnoticeable. What did you say? Anyway, yeah, that's a big deal. That is not a um, minor something. Daniel said, if so, if two were totaled, then he got an insurance payout, and that could explain the reduced income. The insurance payout, um, yeah, he said that he was down those cars, so that explains the reduced amount. But like I just went through to show that the $12,895 divided by five, which is how many cars that weren't functioning on the platform, it's still nowhere near what it still doesn't explain the loss. And the insurance payout, like I said, I'll play that video next. The insurance payout, one I believe was a wash, and the other one he ended up owing more than what the insurance payout. Like I said about the gap insurance, he didn't have gap insurance either. And gap insurance, you can only get that at the time of purchase. So if you don't get the gap insurance when you first purchase the vehicles, you can't add that at a later time. So um, those are those those one was a wash and one was upside down in payment. So it ended up owing more than the car was worth. Like I said, when my convertible was totaled, um, I owed more on it than they paid. I think they um, paid me 39,000, and anyway, I owed. There was a difference of $7,000 that was on me because, like I said, the first couple of years it's all going towards interest. Even he bought the cars used, so you lose a lot of the depreciation that you would get if you buy the cars new. But still, with interest and all that stuff, we still see that even after 2 years or two and some change paying on the cars, he still only broke even and was owing on the other vehicles. So, yeah, it's definitely not a.
This is what they charged me. The last time this car was here, they charged me $845. You can see right here, $845. It was $1,000, so I had to talk them down to that much, and they didn't even fix the issue. And so that's from the dealership. And then here's the other receipt. You can see for the diagnosis fee, $173, $172 to be exact. So yeah, and it was like 200. So I had to talk them down to that. So $172 for the diag fee, and then another basically $785, $845 is what they charged me the next time I bring it up here. And the problem's still not fixed, guys. Okay, and that's what I mean. Like dealerships are scams. They're ripoffs. Okay, and so like if I cut the car on right now, you guys can see. Go ahead and cut the car on. The check engine light is still coming on. It goes on and off. When the car warms up, it pretty much goes away. Like right now, I've been driving it. So yeah, so it's off right now. Okay. Check engine light's off because it's been the car's warm up. But soon when you start it up in the middle of the day, it pretty much cuts off. And as you can see here, this is the receipts from my mechanic. So back in August is when this Fire Cylinder 5, did the coil pack. So I paid $345 for that. Okay, this is all from my mechanic. And then you can see here, 2 injectors. They tell me it was injector 1 and 3 was the issue. Spent $800 on that, and it still didn't fix the problem. That's from my mechanic. Here's another receipt right here. Cylinder 5 misfire, $607 for this receipt for the injector number 5 because it was cylinder 5 misfire was the issue. And then here's what they was going to charge me. So this is the quote that they gave me. They was going to charge me $2,200 if I would did the work for the injector. And
Okay, so let's just see what this comes out to. See, 845 plus 173 plus 345 plus 800. All right, so they was gonna charge him the 2,000. So far he spent $2,163 and has spread it out over 2 months, right? And the problem still isn't fixed. So $2,163 is the outgo thus far on this car, and he hasn't earned any money. So on top of the $2,163, we have to add the car payment and the insurance, which is still going to be due on that car. So can you see how this could turn into kind of a nightmare, right? $2,163 just for some maintenance, and still cars not earning any money. So let's just add on to, 400 for car payment and 100 for insurance. All right, so now we're up to like 2,600, give or take. Probably put a little bit more give on there, but almost, going close to $3,000 outgo, and the rest of your revenue has been cut significantly, right? We still got to deduct the $12,895 of income difference. That's a big difference, right? And each year you see how this is going down, down, down. down, 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 you know, this is super draining. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna play that video next where you see with the insurance payout, right? So that's the other thing too. People get a false, um, interpretation about this insurance. This is good when you own the car. When you own the car and they pay it out, and you actually they pay more than what you paid for it. Then you could potentially make some profit. But there is no profit for the most part if the car is being financed and the crash happens within the first couple of years of the payments. I was want to say at least the first 2 to 3 years of those payments, you're going to be most of the money is going to be going towards interest interest rates, interest fees. So you're not going to be making a big subtraction off of the balance on a car. And in the meantime, these used cars being on, or these finance cars being on Turo platform, the cars are being depreciated at a rapid rate, right? So we already see that he's over 2 G's in outgo, 2,600, uh-oh, over 2,000, nearly, all that going out on the car, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then all the other cars are, coming in at a lower rate too. So Daniel says, whether or not a business is profitable isn't determined by whether or not it earns as much as it did in the first year. Oh, I hear you on that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if the income is more than the outgo, yeah. But if the assets or the things that were earning the income aren't there, then how do you where do you how do you balance that off? So yeah, I'm not saying like I said, his payments could have been low enough, but if these cars are only making a couple of hundred more than the amount it costs to keep the cars, then where is the profit? If you're paying somebody to wash the cars and all that stuff, we have to keep in mind, like, we hadn't even added those fees up in there.
Told him, I said, no, I'm not going to pay you guys this much money. Look at the labor, $200 an hour, $200 an hour. Okay, 7 hours, $1,400 just in labor, and there's the parts. So that's going to charge me 22.
And he paid his mechanic more than he paid the Chevy people to do the same job. He paid the Chevy people $845 and $173, and the mechanic $345 and $800. And neither fixed the job, neither fixed the car. So I don't know.
$200 if they would have did the work. So that's why I told him no. I just let my mechanic do it because he's a lot cheaper. Okay, so you can see you got all these receipts right here from this vehicle, guys. Okay, this is from my mechanic, and this is from them. Okay, and so it's very frustrating, because they're still having the same issue. They don't even know what the problem is at this point. They're playing the guessing game. Okay, and in my trunk, let me go ahead and show you guys what I got here in my trunk. You can see, I got to keep all my evidence paperwork. These are my injectors. So you can see here. Go ahead and get this out the box so you guys can see. But basically, these are the injectors. They said this was the problem. They said this was the injector. This was the issue. So here's the injector right here, guys. Okay.
And that's why I had got the maintenance packets on my cars, because I don't know about none of this stuff here. I don't know about none of this stuff. But because things happen so quickly, as far as like the miles getting up there and stuff like that, these little warranties for the maintenance, start to wear off, and then now these issues are going to become your problem. So if the outgo is more than the income, then there's your profits right there. There is your profits. I just don't see the profit in for the host if you are financing these cars and you are not a mechanic where you're able to do these, do the fixing and all this kind of stuff. Because, like I said, something is always going to happen. When and if is mostly when these things are going to happen, right? Because still just the regular maintenance of oil change, tire rotation, and all those things are going to be coming up quickly as people are renting the cars out and putting miles on there, racking up these miles at rapid speeds. So yes, and like I said, there is a video on there where he kind of went through his expenses. I don't remember what the number was, but yeah. So and then also, um, if the if the structured budget, as far as like the car payment, insurance, the payment to house the vehicles, and maintenance and all those things are a set fee, you still have to subtract all these extra, all these extra, like this 2,663 has to be deducted from your profits. So let's just say the overall outgo was, 10,000 for all the cars, all of the um, outgo, and all the stuff. You still have to, from that, you have to subtract the $2,663, and that's only on one car. What about the other two that didn't earn any money? Right? So you have to subtract that too. So then that's how you end up being in the red, right? It looks like it's a lot, but once you start subtracting all these other things, then that's your profit. So yeah, yeah. And see, Danielle says, are you suggesting that based on these YouTube videos, you're selecting that this gentleman is spending more than he is earning, or isn't making any money via Turo? You see, are you suggesting based on these YouTube videos? Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's put these numbers out there, and I got a calculator. I'm adding them up. So, that money got to come from somewhere. He showed his earnings. He showed that for the month of November, he made $15,113. And he showed how much each of these cars made. And in one of the videos in the past, he gave about what he was spending on car payment. I think he was like, all the cars were, under 500 a month. I know it was like $300 or $400 a month, right? And then you got to add insurance and cleaning and all that stuff. So if once you do that and you subtract that, and he's paying for the storage and all that, the numbers, it's just basic math, right? Basic math. So even if we gave, let's just give a round number. We'll say each car outgo is $700. That's for everything. $700, right? So got 15 cars times 700. All right. So just for car payments and insurance, that's 10,500, right? So let's even make it even less. Let's just say 600, right? That's car payment and insurance. 600. 600 times 15. Okay, that's 9,000, right? 9,000 there outgo for that. All right. So to for the storage spot, um, I don't remember exactly, but he said I want to say that it's at least it was 1,000 or 1,200, something like that, right? So let's just say 1,000 plus $1,000. That brings us up to 10, right? All right. So that leaves 5,000, and then we saw that um he spent the 2,000. We got to subtract that too. Subtract the 2,500. I even take off a couple of hundred for it, right? I did that wrong. So, I mean that like we're looking at like the profit is, yes, yeah, I am saying that. Yeah, I am. I'm saying that. I'm saying that. But if we add these numbers up, eventually you're gonna be in the red. And that's just one car. He hadn't even told us about whatever the other car is that's down, how much that is costing, So let's just say here we said 10,000 was for car payments, insurance, and storage, right? Which is probably a little bit more, give or take, right? So 10,000 from 15,000, at least 5,000 to play with, minus 2,500 that he had to spend on the Camaro, right? So that leaves 2,513, and then he said he has an employee. And what about the other car that didn't earn any money? Okay, so I'm just saying 2,500, that might be the profit for that. So, that's really that's really not a lot. Danielle says, I don't think this man would be promoting a Turo business while simultaneously telling his audience that his business isn't making any money. There has to be additional information or benefits. I mean, listen, he's telling you right here. He's showing
So we done changed this out several times now. We done did
about the loss of the money. Even his disposition, you can see. I, I think sometimes people are, when you are also maybe promoting a course, or you're trying to get other people in it, maybe you might be in denial kind of about it, and not really, you know, you know. 'Cause I know at one point when I first got started, I was like, yeah, I was trying to encourage you to get started. Don't be scared. Dive in there. Get you a car. Get you a new car and get the maintenance. And then all of a sudden, when I started, one plus one is two. Oh, wait a minute. One minus one. I mean, start doing some um, addition and subtraction on this stuff here. And I was like, wait a minute. This don't, But if I was, I don't know. But if I'm just looking at the numbers here, and I know from experience what I was going through, you know, either I was taking my time and I still had to pay for water and soap and towels and laundry fees to wash the towels, Windex for the window, um, um, Armorall tires and inside. There's expenses, like, I mean. I was going through Windex and Armorall for tires. I was going through a lot of this stuff because each time the cars came back, I had to wash them. I had to hook the tires up. I mean, I was doing the work on my own, and then sometimes if I would take it to the drive-through, that's still like $10, right? So these are expenses that people aren't telling you about. And two, if you're hiring somebody out, like I said, there were some mobile detailers that was offering. They were charging me $35 for the SUVs and $25 for the cars, right? So that adds up too. So you have to subtract that. So how much are you really making in profit with this, right? You know what I mean? Like, I was being generous. I didn't even add in the washing fees and all that stuff. So, you know, yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me read that one more time. I don't think this man would be promoting a Turo business while simultaneously telling his audience that his business isn't making any money. But is he telling us that, or are we just figuring it out by doing the math? There has to be additional information or benefits. What? And you can hear the frustration in his voice. He's calling the car dealership scam artists, right? Not the fact that this car has been rented out by multiple people who's probably drove it rough and did all kind of stuff, and that's why the check engine light is coming on. Because if it's your car and you know how you drive it, like you were saying that had I think it was a Honda for a long time, right? But you were like the only driver, so you know how you drive. You know you ain't shifting the gears without the car being fully, stopped before you start messing up the transmission, or you know what I'm saying. So just the amount of people that have been behind the wheel of a car is going to be driving it crazy, and or driving it rough because it's not their car. You got to think about all those things too, right? And these oil changes be coming up real quick because it don't take long to put 3,000 miles on a car, especially if multiple people are driving it and you've got unlimited miles on it. So, um, yeah. So you just in here.
This far, cylinder 5 injector twice, and now this is cylinder 1 and 3. That's the injector that they said was the issue, and it's not the issue, guys. Okay.
Airbnb paid me $3,000.
Yeah, I got some story on people who talking about how people done dogged out their Airbnb stuff too. Like this whole setup, I don't know, it's rough. So yeah, I don't think I don't think And like I said, if I'm trying to promote a part of my business is selling, this whole Turo thing, maybe I'm not telling the whole thing as far as like, oh, this thing has got me in the red because I don't know. Maybe some people are making, um, the money. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that when you start adding up all of the expenses, you know, like I said, unless you were a dealer and you got these cars at wholesale, it's almost impossible to turn a profit on retail cars. On retail cars, because it's not like real estate where it's going to be, you know, appreciating over time. These cars lose value, and then, like I said, all these issues that's happening. Just get ready for, he already said two cars are down due to mechanical issues, right? So get ready for these other ones that that people have been renting the hell out of, driving the hell out of, to start having issues too. There's only so many miles you could put on a car before it's time to get a new engine. There's only so many miles you could put on the car before it's time to get new tires. These are, this is stuff that is going to happen. So, yeah. Like I said, I was, excited about Turo too when I first got started because it was the first thing that I did that actually was, real checks was being put in there. But once I started subtracting how much money was costing me, I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty much paying for people to drive my car. And I'm using my time because I have to wash the cars. I have to prep the cars. I have to do all of this, maintenance to the cars. I have to take the car to the shop to get the oil change and the tire rotated. I have to do all this is cut, I didn't have any time. So I'm just grateful that I was, able to, see this as, no, 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 no. No, I just can't see me looking at this now from the outside in and also having been in this position before. This to me shows this is a tremendous loss. Just looking at the year to year, this year to year, the first year, 28,000 a month. Yeah, that sounds groovy. That sounds great. And that first year, he didn't spend no $2,000 on engine work. He had just, bought the cars, even though they were used cars. But you buy used cars when they first come, you don't expect to have any issues when you first get them. But now it's been on Turo, it's been hoeing on them Turo streets. It's been used, right? It's been used. It's been all up in there, and they humping hard on these cars because it ain't theirs. And two, if you think about the clientele that Turo attracts, they're going to be attracting people that don't have a credit card. So these are going to be people that didn't, that don't have the respect for what it takes to, get to drive in a nice car, something like that. So they're going to be rough with it, smoking in it, trashing it, and all that stuff. I mean, people would come back bringing these cars back, and there's no way that you can just put it back on the out there and let somebody else drive because it's all trashed out. People don't even throw their own trash away. Some people keep or return it back clean where you still got, wash and do a little light something. But most of the people are bringing it back as is. These people coming back from the beach, so it's all sand all over the place, and that takes hours to put it back in a good shape. Like you don't want to rent the car to somebody with, and there's evidence of sand in it, Like I took pride in trying to keep the cars clean to make them continue to look new, the whole time and stuff. But it costs money. It costs money. Either you're going to pay somebody to do this detail on the cars for you, and so again, subtract 30, 35 bucks, to get this done. That's still taken out from the profits to where you're going to be spending your own money. You're going to be spending your money on these cars. Let's see here. Danielle said, interesting. So it's your opinion that Tony, the closer, isn't actually profiting from his business? Tony, the closer. I think that isn't that a real estate guy? I'm not sure. I don't know really what his thing is. Are you talking about this Tony luxury cars? Like I said, I don't know his exact numbers, but for the month of November, it don't look like that was green. I gotta say, that's probably more likely in the red because once we just, like I said, we gave a nice, low number as far as payment, insurance, and maintenance and all that stuff. And then for the storage, fee, like the storage place, they don't care if the cars got rented or not, right? So, once we did that and we subtracted just the fee maintenance on this Camaro, I don't know what the other, okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know what the other fee is, but still, that just left a profit of $2,500, right? So out of that, now we have to think about what about the other cars? If they got rented out that much, I'm sure there had to be a couple of oil changes and tire rotations on some of them other cars. Like one of them was like 1,800. It probably, so from this we need to subtract whatever other maintenance was in there, and to cleaning fee. Like I said, maintenance. Um, when the cars need to be registered, that's not, that's thousands of dollars, right? Thousands of dollars. Okay, he's this Tony. Okay, yeah. There is somebody named Tony the Closer though. I think he's real estate guy. So I believe so. But yeah, you're talking about this guy Tony. So yeah, back to this here statement here. Um, yeah, I'm definitely going to say that's why like I said, 28,000, then the next year 23,000, and the year after that 15,000. That's a tremendous difference. So maybe the first year's good profit on there because like I said, there wasn't the wear and tear on the car, and you know but each time something happens to one of these vehicles, it's like a domino effect that you are dog paddling behind the ship that's just sailing off because life is still going on. And who is paying for these cars? Like, this ain't the first time he had to have some, there's been crashes, like I said, the first crashes that I had, it took forever for and Turo don't help you at all. Like Turo doesn't help at all to help coordinate this kind of stuff so you can get things done in a timely um, fashion and get your cars back out there. They don't care. And it was months that the car was off of the platform in the shop, and during that time, I'm losing money because I'm still paying and the car isn't earning any money, right? But I wasn't looking at that. I was just like, yeah, I need to go get some more cars so I can keep the thing going, not realizing I'm just, putting myself in a worse situation. All right, so here we go.
As you can see, I'm very upset. I'm very frustrated. I'm about to go in here and talk to the owner, the GM, the manager, somebody.
But why you got to talk to them, right? This car, who knows how many miles this car has on it, right? And two, in other videos, he was saying how people was doing donuts in those cars, driving them fast, doing all kinds of stuff. So the gas is the reason why the check engine light keep coming on. It has nothing to do with the dealership being a scam or the mechanic not doing the work or any of those things. It's just wear and tear on the car. A car is a depreciating asset. Every time it goes a mile, that is wear and tear on the engine. That's wear and tear on the engine. And you can't even vouch for how the car was driven. You can't vouch for it because you weren't the driver. So you don't know when somebody revved it up or didn't let you might take the time and let your car warm up. But guess what? When people rent your car, they ain't warming it up. They not warming it up. So, yeah.
Hurry up because either I want a refund or my money back, or I want to go somewhere else, or I'm going to sue him. I'm going to take him to court. I'm going to get a lawyer. I'm going to sue this place because, you can see I done spent thousands of dollars and the car's still not fixed. And I done lost money from having to cancel reservations. Thanksgiving just passed. I had somebody booked it for like a week for Thanksgiving. I had to cancel and missed out on money. And
okay, so the same smoke needs to go to the mechanic too, because he charged equally, if not more, and you got the same results. Neither of them was able to fix it.
spending money to get the car fixed. So very frustrated.
And in the meantime, Turo is saying, what else you got? Give us, we need more bitches out there. They don't care. They like, next.
Very upset. Just want to make this video just kind of show you guys what it's like. Been in the car rental business, So my advice, find you a good mechanic. Find you somebody who's very good, who you can trust. Somebody who's not going to try and rip you off. Because nowadays dealerships like this, they're scams, they're ripoffs. And then not to mention, when I bring my car up here and they're like, oh, we are bad from you can trade in, they're going to try to lowball you on the trade. They're going to try to offer you the least as possible so they can sell it for as much as possible.
Of course that's what they're in the business. They trying to make money too. Why would they want to buy a car with all these miles on it that's been part of a rental platform? Like I said, when I was trying to consider selling these cars, once you acknowledge that it's been on a rental platform, boom, it's gonna tank any type of resale on it because it's they already know it's been dogged out. Being able to put on the title one car owner makes a big difference. People love buying a car that only had one owner. It makes a difference. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like Turo, it's a depreciating business. When you first get started, it's gonna be nice and gravy. It's gonna be the greatest thing since sliced bread. However, as we can see here, each year significantly less. And November is a bad month all over. It's not just in where he's at. It like I said, it was here too, And we look in the comments, somebody else said it was bad in Atlanta, So it's just bad.
Okay. So it's part of the game, guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not stupid. I do my homework. I do my research. That's why I'm glad that I have a good mechanic that I can trust. He just pretty much told me to take it here because the Chevy dealership, they're supposed to have the equipment.
He told you to take it there because he did all he could do and he didn't know why the light still kept coming on. Right? And that's what happened when multiple people are driving your car. You got crazy people that drive with 2 feet. I mean, that's, on the automatic. They don't drive with 2 feet, or people that shift before the car comes to a complete stop, messing up the transmission. Everybody's not going to drive your car with care and compassion. Some people, they don't care, especially if they renting it. And I showed you that beginning video with how these guests don't care. They don't care. I'm tired of I don't I'm tired of these guests. Sick of these guests. Guests are entitled and they don't care. And they don't care. All right. So anyway, let me see. I'm not picking on Tony, I promise I'm not. But I'm just using him as a um using him so we can see and we can show here's somebody who's given 3 years to it, and you know and it's showing the stuff. So I'm just showing the stuff that he's put out here, and I understand like once we do these numbers here, I don't know, Danielle, but if you can show me where um you know uh it's profit, this was a profitable month. I'm not saying that all of the months were bad, but it's as you can see that each year the income has been significantly less. Let's just see, because he does one of these each month. Let's just see if if I'm correct that each year is completed. Okay. Oh, see, I told you I was a ton of trips. Here he's talking about he completed. Let me share this here too, because all those other issues with the car that we talk about here. See here, here's a blown out engine 8 months ago. Right, here he just said just completed over 1,500 trips on Turo in less than 2 years. That has to be a lot of miles. I don't even, I had a couple of hundred trips, over 100 trips. It wasn't that many, but I mean that's a lot of trips. So that's a lot of trips. All right, a lot of trips. All right, a lot of trips. Let's see. Truck abandoned and wrecked. All right, so here's another wreck too. Um, huh. All right, so okay. All right, so look, here we go. He's putting this money up out here. All right, so let's see here. Fed up with renters. This was a year ago. Let's see here. Income. Here we go. After quitting the job, here's something here. A year ago. Okay, so all right. So last year looked like he made 300, over 300. Jeez.
Hello, everybody. This is Tony, CEO, founder, and attorney luxury car rental. Just making another video today. This video is going to be about Turo. Pretty much the car sharing platform. Turo is pretty popular now. I actually started a year ago, and it took off for me. Very successful, doing really well here in my market. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and pretty much I'm the top host in my city and in my state, actually. I started 1 year ago with just one car, and now I have 17 vehicles. Now I make 6 figures a year, and business is booming here. And I'm going to show you. I have receipts. I have proof. This is no scam, no catch, no gimmick. I'm going to pretty much show you everything. So let me go ahead and turn my camera around. You can see. So this is my warehouse where I store my vehicles at. I have like a storage unit / warehouse. These are a few of my cars that I have. This is 6 cars out of my 17. The rest of them is rented out, which is pretty good actually for a weekday. But during the weekend, I'm pretty much sold out. But I have 6 of my cars here. And then let me go ahead and get my cell phone so I can kind of show you. Like I said, business has been doing good for me. So as you can see, I actually started last year in May 2021, and now I have 1,200 trips. So just 1 year, I have 1,200 trips. And then go ahead and scroll down. I'm going to show you this is the first car I had, which is my Dodge Durango. I got 100 trips alone just on this car. And then that's my second car that I've got. And then here's my third car, which is my convertibles. I'm going to go ahead and click on view all vehicles. You can kind of see. But yeah, so all my vehicles are black. They all the same price, $100 a day.
Yeah, he's still making six.
Go ahead and scroll down.
But if we see that the outgo is six figures, right? He's still making six figures. And like I said, each year has been going down. But then again, that was just for this 1 month of November. And I'm not saying that he's not earning any money. I'm just saying that the potential for you to continue to make money is not there because each year those cars are going to decrease. They're going to decrease.
You can kind of see my fleet. All my cars have the same pictures, the same backgrounds. I had a photographer come out to take pictures. You know, that kind of like stands out. As you can see, like I said, all my cars are black. They all the same price and they all limited miles. And just keep scrolling down. So you can see all my vehicles and see my fleet. And then the last one I got is my Slingshot. This is the Slingshot that I've got this year. It's very, very popular, very fun. And that's the last one that I added to my fleet is my Slingshot. Yeah, so these are all my vehicles. And like I said, you can see I started last year, May 2021, and I now have 1,200 trips. And then if you go show you this, I have nothing but 5-star reviews. You see all my reviews, nothing but 5 stars. That's very important to me. You know, good customer service and good reviews. You can see nothing but 5-star reviews. Go to my performance. You can see I'm an R-star host, but 100%. Completed 810 trips. Then go over here and you see my earnings. So that's pretty much what I made so far this year. You know, not bad. You know, the first full year in business, and I already made $250,000 already. You know, only been in business for 1 year basically. And then it shows you the breakdown of my vehicles and how much each vehicle made. So you can see it pretty much shows you my top performing vehicle, which is that actually, believe it or not, it's actually my Charger right now, my top performing vehicle, my Charger Scat Pack. So yeah, so let's give you a breakdown. And then you can see I pretty much, on average, I make about $30,000 a month on average. March was my biggest month so far because of spring break and everything. I made $32,000 that month. So yeah, so you can see business is booming, and it's very.
Let's see. Daniel said it's hard to know what's real on YouTube. Yeah, it said I think he's still making 6 figures. Yeah, we saw that there. He's making over 200,000 a year, right? I mean, but that's the earnings, right? That we still have to subtract the taxes and also all this outgo. So if the average outgo is, at least 10 G's a month, that's that's half of that already. So yeah, I agree. 6 figures is a good income. See, as long as he makes 6 figures profit each year, he's coming out ahead. Okay. Yeah, but each year it's been, we got to see what's happening because after so many, years, like I said, things is decreasing. Like I said, I'm not counting this pot because I'm just going by just that 1 month there. I mean, that one cycle of these Novembers to show how things are going down. So these are things you should be concerned about because business, shouldn't take off and then just, go down, 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 down from there. And that's what, to me, this Turo business is doing. It takes off and then like a rocket and then, it just, it just does. It's just
very, very lucrative. And I definitely would recommend Turo to anybody, who wants to get started. Like I said, just to kind of give you a background with me, I didn't have any experience at all in cars and business. I pretty much worked for AT&T for like 10 years, and I quit my job and do this full time now. And the reason why I quit is because it was really hard to kind of do both, to trying to work and run the business as far as keeping the cars clean and maintenance and stuff like that, and meet customers and drop offs and all that. So eventually I quit my job. Once I got enough cars and was making enough money, it was time for me to go. I was making like $1,000 a week. And once I got 10 cars on Turo, I was making $1,000 a day. So I knew it was time for me to leave once I was making, $1,000 a day, which means I had to work a week and work 40 hours, a week. So I definitely love what I do. I'm going to be expanding my fleet. I'm going to try to grow and try to get cars, more cars here, and then grow and have cars in other cities as well. So that's my goal next year, is to kind of expand and get more cars and start setting up shop in other cities and stuff like that around me. But yeah, so that's, to give you a little background about me and what I do. But yeah, I also do Airbnb as well. I just got one property at the moment, but I will be getting more soon. But yeah, so subscribe to my channel.
I think we're talking about the earnings. All right. So anyway, that wasn't on that video yet. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like Turo, it's just not, definitely not worth it at all because of these issues that come up. And, that's just how it's going to be. These issues are going to come up. There's no if, it's actually when. Actually when. All right, so let's see here. Okay, here's something here. Tax and registration. All right, let's just go to this one here. And I'm glad he's got these videos out here so we can see how all these other expenses and stuff that's popping up in here that's going to take a nice little bite out of your profits of your business here. So let's see here. Danielle says, I'm sure the business will settle into a predictable pace. The past few years were him just finding the right ratio of car types to profit. Yeah, but now imagine you have these 15 cars, that's going to be difficult to trade in. You're going to be taking a loss on because of depreciation, right? And you still owe on them. And, there's issues with them. So, as far as like refreshing your fleet, these are obstacles. These are obstacles that come with time. Like I said, it's not like a house that's going to continue to appreciate and be worth more. These cars going to be worth less, and more difficult to try to trade up and stuff. And then too, like I said, trading up and buying these things retail, it's just too difficult to find a profit in that. Too difficult.
Hello, everybody.
So here we go. About to talk about the tax and registration, and hopefully he mentions too how much he's paying for the storage. I want to say I said in one video, I just don't remember which one it was, but yeah, it was pretty good amount.
This is Tony, CEO, founder of Trailer Car Rental. Just making another video for my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about Turo, and I'm going to talk about what it's like having to pay taxes and registrations on your Turo fleet. A lot of people have been hitting me up. A lot of people have been asking me about this. So I'm going to make this video dedicated about taxes and registration and renewing your vehicles. It's something you got to do once a year. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to show you guys how much I had to spend. I have a 17 car fleet. I'm going to go over the numbers, show you guys my experience and stuff like that. Okay. So without further ado, we go ahead and get started. So as you can see, my birthday is in September. So all my vehicle registration is due by the end of September, by September 30th. So you can see with all my vehicles, I have UFL plates, custom plates with my name on it. on all my vehicles. There's a few right here to kind of show you. But you see it has 9 on the sticker. So that means that it expired the end of September. Okay. So these are a few of my vehicles that I have available today. Got to show you guys, but they all had expired September 30th of this year for 2023. And what happened was I had to go to the local DMV, Jefferson County Clerk Office, to do my registration and renewal on all my vehicles that I have. Okay, I had 17 cars. Now I'm down to 15. Even the cars that got totaled, since I own the cars in 2023, I still had to pay the taxes on those vehicles. Okay, so there you guys, out there, so if you have possession of a vehicle, don't matter if it's 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. If you have possession of that vehicle this year, you would still have to pay taxes for that year. Okay, it's something I didn't know. Okay, so this is also my slingshot. You can see. So basically, I had to go renew my tax, y'all. So, and I was there for hours because it took a very long time for them to get the paperwork together, proof of insurance, the taxes, the registration, the stickers. It was a long process, and it would cost me a lot of money. Okay. So, but I had to do it because I don't want somebody riding in my car and expired tags and get pulled over, get a bad review, stuff like that. So I had to do it. I didn't have any choice. Okay. So again, it's kind of show you guys, all my vehicles pretty much expire my birth month, which is September. My birthday is September 19th. And I pretty much had to get a new sticker to take me out until next year. Okay. 2024.
See, Turo
So
getting all of the blessings of having a rental car company and people by individuals doing it. We're not getting any discount on registration or insurance because we're just like individual stuff. So it's not like you're getting fleet insurance, at these discounted rates, or even with the registration and the tax and stuff, you're paying retail, getting retails, no discounts on it at all. So, and then Turo want to charge these rates like we Avis, and we making all this.
You guys are probably wondering, okay, how much did I have to pay? How much was my bill for everything? And shockingly, believe it or not, it cost me $6,500. Okay, $6,500 is how much I had to pay for taxes and registration renewal for all my vehicles. All right, so I wasn't expecting that. It was a very, very big bill, and I was not expecting that. Let me go ahead and kind of show you guys.
That's
I like
right, because mine was like $1,200 for all my cars.
Show receipts and proof and everything on my channel. So let me go ahead and show you guys. This is right here is just my receipt. You guys can kind of see. So if you can see right here, I actually did a check to Jefferson County Clerk Office, and you see the amount, $6,503 to be exact. And I did it on October 2nd, okay, which was on a Monday because I was closing the weekend. And then you can see here, this is the receipt. And then you can see right here, this go down the list of every vehicle.
6,500. All right, so let's just be nosy real quick. We're gonna go to his earnings for October, and we'll see if October was a profitable month. Let's go back here and see. All right. So let's see here. Let's post everything. Okay, here we go. October's month.
Most people.
All right. Let's just see, and we're still gonna say so. 6,500. I'm gonna try to cue it to here. I'm gonna cue it up to
from my turn.
All right, so off the rip, 6,500 is going towards tags, right?
Dashboard. So you can see for the month of October, I actually made $20,000.
All right, so he made $20,904 for the month of October.
And $904, okay, which is not bad. It's more than what I made the previous month at 17, and it's in line with what I made in August at 20.
Okay, so get your calculators out. Let's just see here. All right, so for the month of October, he made $20,904. $904. So we kind of guesstimated actually this his outgo for these vehicles was, we just gave a round number of 10,000, right? Minus 10,000, give or take on that too, because this was a guesstimation. All right. And then we got to subtract the 6,500 for the taxes and registration. All right. So that leaves $4,400 on the table, right? And so we haven't even, subtracted any other expenses like maintenance or any of those kind of things. So $4,400, and we don't know how much of that is going towards more things to do with the car, right? Like oil changes and all those things, right? And then he's got to live off of this too. So, you know, y'all see what I'm saying? And in two, this here is gross. We still haven't subtracted the taxes from it, right? Taxes are going to be taken out of this. So let's just be fair and just subtract the taxes so we can see how this money is going to dwindle down to where most of it is going out, right? That looks like a big number. However, when you start doing the subtractions on it, you see how there's going to be way more subtraction than addition here. All right, so let's see, 21,000. Okay. Oh, that's right there. 21,000 and $43. All right. So let's just say he's taxed at 20% times 0.0 minus. So that's $4,208.60 in taxes. All right. So let's see now. Uh oh. That sounds like a break even. Wait a minute. All right. So if he made 21,043 minus $4,208.60. All right, so that leaves $16,834.40, right? After taxes, from the 2,100. All right, so now we got to subtract the cars for the payment and insurance and the storage. We said 10,000. All right. So that leaves $6,833. No, sorry, $34, right? We got to subtract the $6,500 for the registration and tax minus 6,000. $500. All right, so that leaves $334.40, right? So hopefully there was no other cars that needed oil changes or, something else. But $334, that's what you have left over to live off of. And how much time did you give to this business? That's why I had to go back to work. I was just like, wow, everything was going for this. And I'm coming up short. $334 is not a lot of money to live off of. Granted, the 6,500 is not like a monthly expense. That's just a 1 year. But I'm just showing you how like these numbers look great, but with these being significant cuts. So imagine, it would have been easier, a couple years ago when the money was even bigger. Each year that this is getting, chopped down by, so much, this is, a tremendous, this is big. This is stress. You looking like there's no money. Like it looks good on paper saying, yeah, I made $21,000 a month. But once you start subtracting, now it's time to do the subtractions. subtract the taxes, subtract the fees that it costs to pay for all this stuff. Danielle says, I can't see clearly. This is gross earnings. Yeah. Because I still got my little Turo thing here, and they take taxes out, right? They take taxes out. So this here is gross earnings. This here is gross earnings. Let me see if I can log into mine. But these numbers here, this is gross. They're showing you this here's the gross. Right? So at the end of this is the gross. This is gross. I believe it's gross. Let me look at my little old Turo site to make sure that that's gross. Here it is. Okay, while I'm looking, I'm gonna let this play. Uh-oh. I'm gonna let this. Okay.
21,000. So to kind of go a comparison from last year, so October 2022, I actually made, let's see here, once it finished loading, I actually made 29,000. Okay, so it's a big drop from last year, and there's several reasons why. But you can see last year I made 29,000 in October 22. Go over to this year, I made $20,900. Okay. And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you guys what each vehicle made. Okay, so a couple of factors of why it's a big difference from last year to this year. Number one, I have less vehicles. Last year I had 17 cars. This year I only have 15 cars. Those 15 cars, I have two that is down right now due to mechanical issues. So actually, there was only basically 13 vehicles. So I'm basically down 4 cars total from last year to this year. Also, there's more competition. There's more cars on the platform.
Okay, I was wrong. That's actually the net. So that's the net. All right, so that's the net. That's the net. Let's see if I can make sure. Net, because if that's that. Wait, let me go back to this. If that's that, and then this is that. Yeah, that's net. That's net. Okay.
Platform. There's more hosts, more vehicles. So a little bit more competition last year as it is this year. Also, the weather.
And see, Danielle says, if he was losing so much money, wouldn't he be out of business by now? How can someone lose money for 2 years straight? Oh, you mean because if that was it's like I said, each month he wasn't spending the 6,500 on the taxes and registration, and then over these years, that's how we've seen the decrease in the earnings. But a lot of these months, especially now with these list cars, these are break even and stuff. And then too, like I said, we saw that he had like a profit of $3,000 and $4,000. I'm just saying that all of that money is not, you know, profit. A lot of that is going to, keep the business funded and stuff like that. So let's get back to what this came out to be for October, and knowing that that is actually the net amount. So the net amount is it net worth? Um, Net was $20,904 minus 10 for the cars and stuff, and 6,500. So that's 4,400 a month to whatever other expenses may or may not be there, and also to live off of, right? You know, that sounds about like what he was making at AT&T, the $1,000 a week. Once you do all the math and stuff, and then probably was working less hours too. Like this, it's a lot for It looks like it looks good on paper, but once you subtract how much it costs for you to do this, what's your payment? What are you paying yourself? And then two, he admitted to having an employee. So this whole $4,000 is not just for him. He's got to pay somebody to do, wash these cars and all that stuff. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, every month you're losing money, but if every month you're breaking even or only getting, paid peanuts, is it worth it? How much time goes into it? It's a lot of time go into it. You know what I mean? To keep up with washing all those cars. I was having a time keeping up with washing my few little cars. Imagine I got a fleet of 17 to 15 cars and I've got to, turn them over like that. Like he admitted to having help. So help ain't free. Nobody's volunteering to help. So, you know, but again, like I said, each month is not going to have that big expense. So um, profit will be more than that each month. So yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just saying that before these cars are paid for, are they going to still be bringing in this amount of money? Because each year they're going to get older and more wear and tear on them. So, and like I said, the market gets saturated. To me, it's just the risk does not outweigh. I mean, the reward does not outweigh the risk. Danielle said, I thought that would be the net. He would be crazy to share those numbers if they were his gross earnings. Yeah, um, true, 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 true. But okay, so anyway, I just wanted to show that there's there's some subtraction that needs to be addressed also. That all of this ain't profit. Like there's, definitely some outgo that comes along with it. And two, if we could see if it's going, if we, as we can see, some of these videos are talking about months where there was, some stuff happening. Right, we got October happening with that there. Here's update on the Dodge Charger with a blown engine. Okay, this was 2 months ago. Let's see here.
Every month, this Airbnb.
Oops. All right. That's all I'm saying. This is gonna be my last little one here, then I'm gonna let you go. All right, so all right. This here, let me see what month this was. This is from September. Okay, so here we go. All right, let me share. All right, so October. So the month before, we see October, there was some expenses that had to be done. Actually, that would have been in September. But he said his for his birthday, his month was September. So we need to redo this math and see what September was. Like some of these months probably were good big profits, but when you go to these months that there was um, more outgo, you have to, it has to balance off. Like, I mean, I think September is going to be definitely a red month. Okay, so let's, oh, I didn't see it. Let's take a peek at that one. Yeah. I'm just saying these are things to look into when you see that, this here is not the greatest thing since sliced bread. All right, so this here is September, came out September 25th. Right, it's an update on this charger with a blown motor. So if this is the update, that means that this already happened. This was
Hello, everybody. This is Tony, CEO, founder of Turn Luxury Car Rental. Just making another video for my YouTube channel. This video, we're going to talk about Turo, and I'm going to give you guys an update on one of my vehicles. A lot of people have been hitting me up on social media and also in the comments on my YouTube asking me about my Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Want to know an update? Okay, if you guys watch one of my past videos, you would notice that my Dodge Charger Scat Pack, the motor got blew. The motor got seized up from a customer months ago. I made a video about it.
Oh, he said months ago.
Check it out. And as you can see, I finally have the vehicle back. So let me go ahead and show you guys.
Wow.
So this is my 2016 Dodge Charger 392. Okay. This is one of my popular vehicles. It got the 6.4 V8 Hemi motor, and I finally got it back today. So after months and months and months.
Months. Wow. So months, this car has not made any money. That's probably why we see the difference too in the earnings.
Finally got the vehicle back, y'all. Okay. So I'm happy. I'm excited.
And then remember what I was telling you about, like, it's never time when all of the vehicles are out there. So here, this one here has been off the market for months. Now all of a sudden the convertible Camaro is off, right? So, you know, there's always this give and take, you know, there's this give and take. So here we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, give you guys an update, let you guys know pretty much, you know, what's going on. Excuse me, I know the vehicle's dirty. I literally just got it back. So I'm about to go ahead and get it detailed here in a little bit. How to go get some new tires, how to fill the gas up.
New tires. Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and get it washed. So this one kind of talk about it and I'll let you guys know what happened with the whole process from this vehicle. Okay. So go ahead and jump right into it. So first thing I want to show you guys is this is actually the calendar straight from Turo for this vehicle. And this actually happened back in April. So you can see this happened way back in April of this year. So this was like months ago. Okay. And these was a 2-day rental. Person who rented it. These are all the photos of the vehicle. And basically go back here. These are all the other reservations that I had to cancel due to the vehicle being down.
Wow.
So I had to pretty much cancel these other 3 reservations. All right. So this is back in April when the vehicle first went down. Okay. And this is now, you know, September. So to kind of give you guys an idea.
All right. So April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 5 months. That's almost half the year. So for half a year, you had to pay the car note and insurance on a car that was not being driven, and it wasn't being rented. It was just outgo. 5 months. All right.
I mean, that's much. That's about a good, 5 months that this vehicle's been down, not able to make no money, no earnings at all whatsoever. Okay. Luckily, I have other vehicles, and it kind of offset, this vehicle because I still been having to pay, car payment, car insurance, tracker device, all that good stuff for this vehicle, and not making no money. Okay. So basically, kind of give you guys a little backstory. What happened? The customer rented this vehicle. They went out of town. They was in Indianapolis, which is about 2 hours away from me. They was speeding, racing in the vehicle. I sent them several warnings, several notifications.
Wow.
The next day, they called me and said the vehicle wouldn't start and that there was oil on and around the ground. And so I called Turo. Turo does have roadside assistance. They came out and they towed the vehicle from there back to Louisville, Kentucky, which is about 2 hours. Okay. So it's about a 2-hour drive. So they towed it back here. You can check out my previous video I made about it. Car would not start. I checked the dipstick. There was no oil at all whatsoever. At that point, I took it to my mechanic. He looked at it. He tried to turn the motor. The motor would not turn. He told me the motor was seized due to no oil. Very upset. I was very frustrated, and I did a claim on Turo.
Okay, so he said the car was driven 2 hours. So with no oil. In 2 hours, how many miles could you possibly go? Can't get up to 3,000 miles on there. So was the car in need of oil change prior to the trip? Because I know that happened with my Black Explorer. Somebody rented it and they drove way to the West Coast. They had drove to California. They drove to the Grand Canyon. And I was trying to contact them because they had the car for, I want to say like 8 days or something. And I could see that it was getting close to a time for an oil change. And I was trying to coordinate with them to, take it to a Ford, so I had the maintenance. You can just go to a Ford place to get that oil change. However, they didn't coordinate with me. So when they brought the car back, it was in need of an emergency oil change, and they had blew the air condition out. So I had to have the air conditioner replaced. Luckily, it was under warranty. Otherwise, that would have been my expense to have to pay that, or try to see if I can get it out of the customer. And again, trying to get blood out of a turnip. Some of these customers aren't even in a good financial position to be able to afford to pay for any type of damages or so on your car. So I'm just curious as to how they drove all the oil out with a 2 hour drive. Like, was it, that's what I'm saying. You gotta keep up with it. Like, I try to organize it to where when the car comes back, if I see like it, within 1,000 miles or 100, 1,000 miles or so of the oil change, I'll just go on and get it changed, especially if a person has it booked for, so many days or something like that. So, curiosity number one is how they drive the oil out in 2 hours of a trip for 2 hours. How far could they have gone if they, with no oil? So was the oil already low prior to that, or what's going on?
They denied me when I did the claim. They said it was normal wear and tear, that the customer wasn't at fault. I fought it. They sent someone out. They have a third-party company called like Centro. They came out, they looked at the vehicle. They still couldn't determine the root cause. So they said they didn't want us to do like a tear down. So my mechanic ended up turning the vehicle down. He took turned down and came back out again. They inspected it. They said they couldn't really tell what was the root cause of it. So then they denied the claim. So at that point, the last option was we went through this trial. It's called like fair claims, where it's like me and Turo and the third party company. I end up, trying to do a claim through this. It's like a trial, basically, like online. They denied it too. Okay, so everybody denied it. So pretty much, I was.
Now they probably denied it because the person only had the car, for a brief amount of time, and this happened. And then two, if this car already had like over 100 trips or so, how can it be you can't play musical chairs with with these guests, and that all of a sudden, if other people have been dogging the car out in the past, now all of a sudden when I get behind it, the engine blows out. That ain't on me. You can't expect me, the customer, to now pay it just because when somebody pulled the music up, I didn't have a chair to sit down in. So that's why So Turo, I understand why they would deny it, and then even these third party places going to deny it too, because they don't want to try and charge a guest that, because they want the guest to come back. Turo, for the most part, is going to take the side of the guest. They're going to take the side of the guest. They're going to take the side of the guest. And especially, they said no more wear and tear, because they already know this car being rented out multiple times. Multiple times. And in a 2 hour drive, if the car couldn't make it 2 hours on a 2 hour drive, that lets me know that something wasn't happening great with the car prior to me getting into it. There's no way that I'm going to pay for an engine I only drove 2 hours, even if I was speeding and doing donuts. Like, that's not going to blow the engine, after this one time of me doing that. So, yeah.
Stuck with the responsibility of getting this fixed out of pocket myself. Okay. Altogether, it cost me a lot of money. I think I spent about $7,000, about $7,000 altogether for parts, for labor.
Whoa, 7,000. Wow. 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 Plus minus 5 months. minus 5 months. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Like you could be so far in the red on one vehicle to where the rest of that stuff is now going to just be null and void. All right. So let's just say we saw that that car was, we say it earned 1800 a month, right? We saw in like November it was 1800 a month. We're just going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that that car pulls in 1800 a month. So 1800 times 5 is $9,000. So that's minus. That's a negative 9,000 because for 5 months it wasn't able to generate any income. So 9,000 plus the 7,000 to get it fixed. We're looking at negative 16,000. Right? So that's what I'm talking about, Danielle, as far as like the loss, right? Even if the month, okay, so even if the month um you earn the 20,000, once you subtract these huge hits, this takes a lot. This takes a lot. All right, so okay, so here we go. All right, 7,000, whoa. And then already it's lost 9,000.
Everything. Also, I had to get the starter went out, the AC compression went out, had to get some tires, other minor stuff. So altogether, it was about $7K. Okay, and the vehicle been down since April. So you got May, June, July, August, September, about 5 months. So that's 5 months of not making no money at all with this vehicle. I missed out on prom, missed out on Derby,
Wow.
missed out on the whole summer, 4th of July, a lot of holidays. So that's 5 months and no earnings with this vehicle. And this is one of my popular vehicles because it is the 392. Okay, so this will kind of give you guys an update what happened. So I finally got the vehicle back. I'm going to go ahead and get it washed, get it clean. Then I'm going to go ahead and call Turo to get it back listed. Hopefully I can get it booked right away, start making some money, because I ain't gonna lie, you guys, it did hurt me, having to come out of pocket $7K and get this fixed. And that was the cheaper option. That was basically rebuilding the motor. If I would have replaced the motor, it would have cost even more money because the motors on these cars are very expensive. Let me go ahead and show you guys. I'm gonna pop the hood, you guys can see. So just got this car back today. Go ahead and show you guys, the inside. Like I said, it is the Scat Pack. See a little Bumblebee. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. Now, so I'm gonna pop the trunk too. So let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so it started straight up. AC works, heat works. So I got the sunroof, touchscreen. I filled the gas up today, so the gas is on full. You can see the mileage right here. I'm at 168. Okay. Pop the hood. Okay, so I can go ahead and show you guys. But I did delete the mufflers, so it does have straight pipes up here.
That's a lot. So how much more time on the platform is this car going to be able to, produce? 168,000 miles. We're looking at, that's another reason why Turo probably denied the claim. Like, what do you think happens after 100,000 miles? This is about time when you need to get a new engine, new transmission, new something. These things don't last forever. And the fact that it's been driven by multiple drivers, other reasons why, this here, all right. So yeah, we
Like I said, I know it's dirty, y'all, so bear with me because I'm about to get a detail here in a second. But go ahead and pop this and show you guys.
This mistake is costing Amazon.
wow. All right, so we're hemorrhaging some money here. Let's see here. Danielle said, yeah, it has been. I'm sorry. Yeah, it has to be assessed annually at least. Any smaller unit of time is misleading. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. So here we can definitely say that that's a loss because that's 5 months. That's almost half the year off of the platform, right? So, we're looking at $9,000 to $15,000 of lost earnings. We just even went on the low ends. Just say 9,000. We're saying around 1,800 would be, the estimated earnings. So 5 months, that comes up to $9,000. All right. So if he spent 7,000, that is negative 16,000. Negative 16,000. Right. So do you see how this starts to show? Like, even though you may show a month, oh, I made 25,000. Yeah, but if 16,000 is already red in the red, you've got to subtract that from these earnings, right? So that's all I'm saying, is that this is not that lucrative of a
There you
deal.
go. Glad to tell you guys that, so it sounds really good. Just got to get it, just got to have it back up and running. Like I said, 'cause it's been down for months.
Wow.
There you go. This is the motor, y'all. So I have, credit cards. Luckily, I have other vehicles that can offset, not making no money for this vehicle. Okay. So just want to make this video to give you guys an update, because a lot of people hit me up asking me, what.
You said credit cards, and I know all about that because I was using my credit cards, business cards for a lot of stuff, and that's just debt, right? And if these cars if these cars are more outgo, then you're going to be paying these credit cards out of your earnings, out of your earnings. All right, so let's just see what September month looked like. Then we see um, what this red is about. All right, then this, I promise, will be the last one because I have to go to bed. All right, so September. See what September's earn. Here we go. Uh-oh. I already saw that.
It wasn't too long ago when
that didn't look good. Okay, so we about to go over September's earnings.
Hello, everybody. This is Tony, CEO, founder of Challenge Your Car Rental. We're making another video for my YouTube channel today. In this video, I'm going to talk about Turo, and I'm going to talk about my earnings, how much I made for the month of September of 2023. For those of you guys who are follow my YouTube channel, follow my YouTube journey, every month I like to make a video going over my earnings for the prior month. I do that month by month and also for the entire year. I like to be very honest and open and transparent on my YouTube channel. I like to show the good and bad about Turo, my expenses, my income, my overall net profit, stuff like that. So this video is going to focus on my earnings for September of 2023. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about how much each vehicle made, my overall paying of the month, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Let me go ahead and show you. This is straight from my Turo dashboard. So as you can see, for the month of September, I actually made $17,080.
Ouch. All right, already out. $17,082, right? Wow, this doesn't look good for September for sure. This has to be a red month because we already know that he had to spend 7,000 on the motor. So if 10,000 went to pay for payments and storage, the other 7,000 went towards the engine repair for this one vehicle. So already now we're flat.
$80. Okay, it's not bad. It is kind of getting a little slow, but in comparison to my other months, like in August, I actually made 21,000. July 25,000, 25,000, 28 in May, 26, 21, 22, 22. So it is a slight dip, slight drop in September to only 17,000. However,
and then keep in mind, the year prior he was getting, averaging like 27 to 30,000. So we're still talking about several $1,000s a month in a decrease in these earnings. And now, not only are the earnings decreased, but the outgo has increased too because of the wear and tear on these vehicles. That's what I'm saying. This is not a win game for host at all. Even look at his face, he looks worried. He looks worried and stressful. We can go back to one of them older videos back in 22 when he was talking about the money. He had a different look on his face, right? Here we go. This here, um, October 13th, after getting through paying the 7,000 on the car that been off the platform for 5 months, not earning any money, having a bad month. This is stress. Not only did you have a bad month, but you just put a car back on the platform that has been off for 5 months. So you've lost money on that one 5 months. Get back in the game when it's already a bad month.
There are a couple of reasons why. Number one, I do have less vehicles. So I have 15 cars now instead of 17 cars. I had 2 cars that got totaled. I also have one car that I had a blown motor. So technically that was only with 14 cars, for the month. Okay. So because I had one car that was down and then 2 cars that got totaled. Also more competition. There's more people doing Turo here in my market. So it's more competition, more cars.
Now Uber
also
cut into this even more.
So it is September. School started back. People's not traveling as much. High school, college, stuff like that. So it does normally slow down from like September to like February. It's kind of like the slow seasons on Turo here in my market. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it and kind of go over the numbers for each vehicle. All right. So go ahead and get started with that. So kind of go ahead and show you guys. This is for all the vehicles, 17,000 for the month. And we go ahead and go to each vehicle. So my Chevy Camaro actually made, looks like $600 for the month, which is a little disappointing. That's
All right. So, wow. So that means that this car barely paid for its payment in insurance. And another one wasn't earning any money. So, y'all see what I'm talking about here? So if this car had a small earning and there was a car that didn't have any earnings but actually had outgo in the amount of $7,000, we already behind.
kind of low. Wish it was more on that vehicle. My Chrysler 300 actually made $1,000. So that was pretty good. Solid number for the Chrysler 300, $1,000 for the month. And then reimbursement looks like it was $300. So altogether, $1,300.
But you can't count the reimbursement as income because this is money that they paid you back, that you paid. Like if somebody didn't fill the car up and you had to fill it up, you had to pay for the fill up. Turo's going to reimburse you, and you only get $10 for a service fee, actually doing it. So you can't count the 300 as income because this is reimbursement. So the car did not make $1,300.
And then we go to the next vehicle, which is my Chrysler Pacifica van. So the Chrysler Pacifica actually made $880, so almost right under $1,000, which is okay. Go ahead and go to the next vehicle, which is my Dodge Challenger. So the Dodge Challenger made $900, which is right under $1,000 for the month, which is okay. Could have been a little bit more. And then let's go to the next vehicle, my Dodge Charger. Wow, looks like it made $1,383, so it made almost $1,400, which is pretty good for the Dodge Charger for $1,400. So far, that's the most so far. Let's go to the next vehicle. This is the Dodge Charger I was telling you guys about with the blown motor. So I didn't make anything at all for the month of September or the prior months before that.
Look at that. May, June, July, August, September. In October, nothing. All right. So see that? Look. And for the year, it's only earned $6,919. So basically, he's behind. So if he spent 7,000 on the car and it only made 6,000, pretty much he is behind $80, $81 on this. It's so far. So he's lost $81 so far on this car just by the engine being blown. So this is a wash, right? This is the wash. Didn't earn anything here. And prior to this, he had only earned this year $6,919. So you see what I'm talking about here? Turo.
Then let's go to the next vehicle. Looks like my Dodge Durango. Okay, $1,386. So I made right under $1,400 for the month for my Dodge Durango RT, which is pretty good. Let's go to the next one, which is my Dodge Durango's Citadel. Looks like I made $1,189, so right under $1,200 for the month, September, which is not bad. It's decent for that vehicle. And let's go to the next one.
I'll drop the link for you.
My Dodge Durango SRT.
Before I go.
Wow, looks like I made $2,100. So $2,100 for that vehicle, which is fantastic. That's the most so far. $2,100 for that Dodge Durango SRT. And then let's go ahead and go to the next one. Looks like my Jeep Grand Cherokee. Made $1,200, which is decent. That's not bad. $1,200 for that vehicle. And then let's go to my next one. Looks like my other Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. $900, which is kind of low for that vehicle. Only $900. And then let's go to the next one, which is my Jeep Wrangler. Wow, $2,700.
Yeah.
So I made $2,700 for the Jeep Wrangler.
All right. So this looks like a lot, right? But if the other ones made significantly less, these go to, balance things off to where either you're breaking even or you're in the red. And still, what about all the work that you put in there? Washing the cars, getting the maintenance done on the cars. It's a lot. And to me, it's definitely not worth it. Like, these numbers look great, but once you start subtracting all of it, it just looks like, it's a good number. But if most of that is going to, facilitate this whole thing, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Like I said, the one car made, $6,900, but you just spent $7,000 to get it up and running. So at that very moment, it's a wash. It's a wash. It's a wash. And it has 168,000 miles on it. Who's trading that in? Who's going to accept that as a trade-in? Do you see what I'm saying? So now Turo's going to have you stuck with all these cars. And, I wouldn't do it. I regret it. I regret it.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, it's really good.
It's fantastic.
For that vehicle.
For that.
And then let's go to the next one, which is my Slingshot. $882, so right about $900 for that vehicle, which is okay. That's not bad. Could have been more.
And then keep in mind, what is this here? This is September. So look here. This is the. Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Looks like my Ram truck. $873, so right under $900 for that vehicle, which is not bad, but it also could have been more. And then let's go ahead and go to the next one.
All right, so my the next video I'm gonna do is on your YouTube channel. That's what we'll do too, because like I said, this here channel has kind of been doing a lot of different things, and I think I done got it out my system with the Turo. So next the next live I do is gonna be on the YouTube stuff, since I have had some success with doing this whole live stream stuff. Thank you for reminding me about that, Danielle. Yes. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Um, let's see, I work tomorrow. Anyway, it'll be coming up soon. I will definitely do that.
And let's see here.
Anyway, I think we've seen enough of this here. I'm about to wrap it. I just wanted to put out a warning out there, because like this looks all great. Oh yeah, I made all this money, but once you start doing these subtractions to this, and we see how over the 3 year period things didn't go up. They actually, kind of took off like a rocket, and all of a sudden, whoo, it's just traveling down fast. And the way things work with cars and miles being put on it, there's, with the fleet that's there existing, that's how I was looking at it too. I was just like, wow, that's why I just pulled it off. I was like, if I have any hopes of dreams of at least try, not having to owe so much on these cars, I can't let them continue to be depreciated on this here platform, because you rolling the dice of when another accident's going to happen, because the two cars that got totaled weren't the only accidents that was in there. The other ones that just cars just didn't get totaled, they were actually repairable. You know what I mean? Like my cars had a couple of accidents, and then one actually ended up totaling the car out. But accidents, scrapes, scratches, nicks, cuts, all kind of little things are going to happen to these cars. So like I said, they're going to get depreciated, and then that means that each year, then more cars are coming on. They're going to be newer cars, to where you know each year cars getting older, and then these miles, once the miles get on there, they don't come off. You can't get those taken off. The miles are there. He's at 168,000. That's closer to 200,000 than it is to 100,000. So I'm not even sure what the maximum mileage amount that's allowed on the Turo platform is. you know but if you have a fleet that's have a lot of miles on it like that, might be worried about these long trips and stuff, or still continuing to offer unlimited miles, right? Because at one point you should kind of cut those down so you can preserve your cars. Yes. Darlene says, Danielle says, excuse me. Yes, I understand that you are convinced that Turo is not a feasible way to generate income. Yes. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that too, because like I said, I'm just dealing with this whole thing here. And then when I saw Tony's video, on these, the latest one on the November earnings, when I saw the money go from 28,000 down to 15,000, I was like, oh, this is a big clue here. This is a big clue on this whole thing. This is a big clue, a big clue. And these are the things that you are going to be running the risk of getting burned potentially on this, because that's how it goes. And then too, if you look at some other Turo hosts, they talk about refreshing their fleet after so many years. The cars can't just stay on there for forever, because now you're going to be playing musical chairs for when the car breaks down on somebody. And you're stuck with this big bill, because you can't trade it in if with a busted out engine. And then if you still only 2 or 3 years in on the 5 year payment plan. So I'm just saying Turo isn't worth it, especially if you're financing cars. I wouldn't recommend it, because it's just not for the host anyway. All right, so thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'll talk to y'all later. We're going to go over how to do live streaming and all that good stuff. So, which is a business too, right? So, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and just come up with a new plan. And because tomorrow is always a new day. So anyway, I'm encouraging myself too because it was extremely depressing, extremely it felt, it didn't feel good. But anyway, I'm just excited that, like I said, it's all about having the courage to try. Thank you, Danielle. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for all your comments too, and from being with me from way back in the day. Talk to you soon. Peace and love. Bye.